We are extremely proud of Ankita as an alumna of our BCA department. Ankita has joined us from the other side of the globe. For her, in fact, the time right now is 10 p.m., 16th of August. We are much obliged and thankful to Ankita for accommodating us at this hour and for consenting to share her valuable knowledge to guide and enlighten our students. Ankita is going to talk about digital advertising, which is the practice of delivering promotional content to users through various online and digital channels. It leverages mediums such as social media, email, search engines, mobile apps, affiliate programs, and websites to show advertisements and messages to audiences. The rise of digital advertising or programmatic advertising has given brands a plethora of opportunities to take their brand name to the next level. The availability of user data and rich targeting capabilities make digital advertising an important tool for businesses to connect with their audience. With the release of Google AdWords in 2000, Google AdSense in 2003, and Facebook ads in 2007, the digital advertising industry evolved by leaps and bounds. Digital advertising is now being used to drive traffic to websites, generate leads, build brand awareness, build engaged communities, and generate sales. The quick-paced evolution coupled with constant innovation in this field is the science of a bright future for digital advertising and digital marketers. Ankita is going to talk about her experiences as a professional in this field and introduce us to the tools, traits, and technologies used in digital advertising. Before inviting Ankita, I would request our founder principal, Professor Dr. Gaur Banerjee, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. As the principal of the Heritage Academy, I am privileged to welcome our distinguished speaker, Ankita Paul, our alumni from BCA department. She is presenting the webinar on future and scope of digital advertising. We are proud to inform you that Ankita is an alumni of BCA department of the Heritage Academy, and she was always in touch with us during her higher studies in UK and USA. She did her first PG program, Masters in Advanced Software Engineering from University of Sheffield, UK. Due to her passion for working on data space, particularly in data analytics, she pursued a Master's in Business Analytics from Cal Poly State University, Orfalea College of Business, San Francisco, California. Presently, Ankita is associated with Zeta Global as Insight Analyst at California Polytechnic State University, San Luis Obispo, San Francisco, California, and is responsible for digital advertising strategies and optimization of performance of media campaigns for clients who use Zeta Global demand side platform and has already acquired proficiency in SQL, Python, Tableau, SAP, Lumira, MS Excel, and Analysis for Office. Ankita, you may please recall both in 2018 and 2019, when I was in USA, I was in touch with you and I requested you to pay a visit to Heritage Campus and share your valuable experiences with our students, and you agreed to the same immediately. In fact, still today, being a professional working in really professional world, you are still behaving with us as a gentle student as you were when you used to sit in the desk in classrooms. Now you are here, though in virtual platform. I would like to extend my sincerest thanks to you for enlightening the participants during the most difficult time of human civilization, particularly for the youths. I feel honored to welcome respected Chief Executive Officer, Kalyan Bharati Trust, Sri Pradeep Kumar Agarwal sir, in the webinar, who is a source of continuous support, encouragement, and inspiration for all of us in the Heritage Group of Institution. I further like to welcome Director Kalyan Bharati Trust, Mr. Praveen Roy, and other dignitaries, members of faculty of Heritage Group of Institutions, and our beloved students in the webinar. Whenever there is any opportunity in my address, I always say a few words on the Heritage Academy. Being the founder principal of the college, I have seen its growth from a meager strength of 120 with 2 courses consisting of BBA and BCA in 2007. In fact, the project for the Heritage Academy was conceived by none other than our chairman of Kalyan Bharati Trust, Honorable Sri H.K. Chaudhary sir, who conceived this project for the undergraduate courses initially, non-ICT courses, which are not that point of time a popular one. With the gradual increase in intake in BBA and BCA and introduction of Media Science Department with 2 courses, namely BSc in Media Science and MSc in Media Science, in 2016, our student strength rose to 1,000 plus. Our students are doing exceedingly well, both in academics and career progression. Repeated toppers in BBA, topper in Media Science Master's course, and also repeated gold and silver medal in BCA and other courses. Our students are getting, particularly BCA students, are getting fantastic placement opportunities from the college, for which we are proud of. We have the record of having 100% placement for our BCA students from the beginning, and it is possible only because of the commitment of the members of faculty and dedication of our very sincere team of students. In master course also, we have in media science, we have got very good placement, and we are expecting in the days to come, it will be still better. Ankita, participants, particularly our students, are eagerly waiting to listen to you. I am also waiting to listen to you. Thank you all. God bless you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am and sir, for the warm welcome. I feel really honored to be here with you all. So, ma'am and sir both have already introduced me, but I'll say just like add a couple of things so you get to know me better. I hope you guys are staying safe and in good health, working from home, studying from home. It's like definitely a new kind of experience for all of you. So you already know my name. I was born and brought up in Kolkata, and I went to South Point and then St. John's Dissation. After that, I became a student of BCA and our Heritage Academy, and that was the best thing that had happened. Not bragging, but I was the second batch. So just like mentioned that at that time the intake of students was that much, but like see, like it has been a decade, and you guys probably can figure out my age from there. But I really believed in all the teachers. Always had the blessings, including Gaur Banerjee. So anyway, after graduating, I went to the UK to do my master's, and boy, it was an experience. So then I came back. I worked in Kolkata for 3 years, and I just like changed my mind and finally settled in the US. It's been 4 years since then. I moved to the US, and uh, I now live in San Francisco, California, and I absolutely love it here in the heart of Silicon Valley. I really love it here. So I'm currently working in marketing tech company called Zeta Global, which Sir already mentioned. And in simple terms, I describe my job to my mother by saying that, hey, Ma, so do you know what, you see the ads in YouTube? So she's like, yeah, they're so annoying. And I'm like, that's what I do. I send ads to people. I figure out the audience. Okay, so that's me. With that, I'll start sharing my screen. I promise I'll try not to be boring. Today we're going to talk about the world of digital advertising. So let me quickly walk you through the agenda. I'll give a brief introduction of digital advertising. Then we'll share some stats about where India stands in terms of the future and scope. And after that, I'm going to talk about the different digital advertising formats and types that ma'am already briefed us about. And then we're going to talk about the programmatic space where I work. So we'll finish up the presentation by talking a little bit about analytics and optimizations. And finally, I'm going to give the stage to you all to like ask questions. So what's digital advertising and how is it different from traditional advertising? The main difference between digital and traditional marketing, is the medium through which a marketing message or advertisements are shown to the consumers. The examples of traditional marketing are magazines, newspaper, pamphlet, the commercials that you see between cricket matches, TV serials, and stuff like that, right? So it does not mean that traditional marketing is old-fashioned. We still watch TV. We still watch, we have cable TV, and then there's ads that come up during, the commercial breaks, we call it. So digital marketing, on the other hand, simply uses digital media with the use of internet and reaches us through social media or websites, things like that. So digital marketing basically uses every touch point of our daily lives that we use on the internet or spend time on the internet to reach us through our smartphones or our laptops, tablets, and all these things. So using using the internet for several hours each day is a normal part of most of our day-to-day life, right? So digital marketing uses this to its advantage. Like, okay, we have so many people using internet, why don't we leverage that to like show ads to them? Okay, the next slide is about just like how it all started. So it all began in the year 1994 when the first banner ad, or that is the digital ad, was served on a website. It was an advertisement for the internet service provider called AT&T in the year 1994. And people clicked on it like crazy. Out of the number of people who saw that ad, 44% of them, they clicked on that ad. When they clicked on it, it took them to the AT&T's website. So it was a very big deal back then. Now we kind of like get annoyed when we go to our website and see like so many ads, like, we don't want to use that. And we put in ad blockers, which is not good for my industry that I work in, but that's how it is. So AT&T, in the year 1994, AT&T had spent $30,000 for that marketing campaign, digital marketing campaign. And over the years, let's fast forward to the year 2020, and we see the ad spend, that is the amount of money that goes in to this advertising space, a digital advertising space. It's about $600 billion. It's a lot of money. So with that, I want to talk about a little bit about the future and scope in India. So let's look at some fun stats, and I'll tell you how they're all connected. So in India, back in the year 2012, as you can see, there were like 137 million people using the internet. I remember having internet back in the day, 2010 or whatever. I would use it for college projects a little bit, but mainly like I used it for playing Counter-Strike and like chat on Facebook and Orkut and stuff like that. But since then, in India, we have seen an exponential growth of 505%. And it's like now in India, we have 829 million users, daily users using active internet users. And the more the number of users are, the more is the scope of digital advertising industry. Then I looked at some other stats that the new generation kind of uses their smart devices 159 times a day, which is, we don't even realize it, but we actually do. In between breaks and all that, we keep on checking social media, phone, or, just Googling random things. And then digital advertising can leverage this to serve more and more ads, and the growing percent of India's advertising industry is 33.5, as you can see at the bottom left. So stats show that digital advertising industry is going to be evaluated at 225 billion rupees in 2020. However, this stats is from 2019, and obviously we did not count for this unfortunate time, this pandemic, but the growth obviously is not going to be like zero all of a sudden, right? It's not going to be stagnant. So I still see some emails coming from Swiggy that drives me crazy. In 2019, that's when I was last in home, went for a vacation, and I signed up for Swiggy to just order some food and all that. And since then, I've been getting back-to-back emails. That is a type of marketing, email marketing. So having said that, you can imagine the number of opportunities in India. It's predicted that there are going to be 20 lakh jobs in 2020, which is amazing. I know things change a little bit during this current landscape, but nonetheless, it's just like an average number that all the analysts out there have, or statisticians did some statistics and found these numbers. They're not really wrong. You might have to be patient a little bit. Also, I have put a list of jobs or opportunities, if I may call it, but it's not really confined to this list. So, for example, I work in analytics, and that title is not really listed in here, right? But my industry is marketing technology. So you might want to spend some time looking at this. I'm gonna walk you through about the different types of digital ad formats and stuff, and you might find it interesting, you might not. Just try to see what you kind of connect with. If you really like it, you want to know about it. So it's really up to you what role you want to choose for your career. Just a quick check, everybody can hear me fine, right? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Okay, now we're going to look at some of the types and formats or techniques of digital advertising, which SDR ma'am already talked about briefly at the beginning of the webinar. So we have quite a few, like SEO, display, social media, video, and even TV and mobile. We will look at some of them today. So display ads, for example, primarily use texts and images that appear on the websites, and the video ads are just like video ads which you see when you go to YouTube or maybe on Facebook and things like that. So it's really a mix of ad formats and marketing techniques that can be interchangeably used. For example, a mix of digital ads can be used to serve on social media to the people who have mobile devices. Then there is another type of digital marketing which obviously uses email. I gave you an example of Swiggy. It's driving me crazy. Then there is viral marketing, which I haven't really put in this graph, but I'm sure some of you have used TikTok before it got banned, but here in the US, we still have it, which is good. I follow it. But you must have noticed this challenges kind of come up. So Say, for example, there's this music artist, Drake, right? He releases an album, and his PR agency, they create a challenge and put it on social media, and it just like goes viral, right? I listen to it and then I share it with my friend. So this is actually kind of free marketing that they are doing. It goes viral. So we broadly call it viral marketing. Okay, excuse me. The next one is I'm going to talk about search engine marketing, which kind of covers both PPC and SEO, which stands for pay-per-click, and search engine optimization. Whatever it is, whatever technique it is, the end goal of it is to drive traffic to the website. So you must have noticed that many a times when you search in, like type in something in a search engine, say Google, it'll give you endless list of options, right? So this is called organic search via the search engine, could be Google or Bing or whatever you type. So you type in some keywords and you get the end result. So I typed in this example, if you can see, I typed in phone cases for iPhone 11, and I got like thousands and thousands, like 14 million or whatever this number is, options. But I saw that the first two options are ads. They call ads that I've highlighted in the red box. So this company, OtterBox, basically paid Google and signed up for an SEM marketing technique and said that, okay, here's the ad. You just like do your job and like get me more people and let them know about my brand. When they search for iPhone cases, my brand should come up. And so this that's what happens. So every time someone clicks on that ad, OtterBox is gonna pay Google. That's for pay-per-click. I hope I'm not going too fast. Okay. Next, we're gonna talk about native ads. So native ads appear on social media sites or other web pages, and they don't really look like typical ads. They appear under recommended reading, promoted stories, or related stories that I've highlighted in red over there. So for example, you might be on a website and like, just researching, reading an article about motorcycles and finance options and all that. That's why you probably got served the native ad, which is by Suzuki, the first ad screenshot that I've put. So the artificial intelligence knows that you're reading about motorcycles. Hence, it understood that, okay, if I share this ad about Suzuki, there is a chance that the user might click on that ad. So that's how it works. It's just a marketing technique. Next, you obviously are all of you are familiar with social media ads. It doesn't really need an explanation. It's just marketing using social media platforms. You can use display, you can use video, and there are so many options. So we have a plethora of social media platforms by categories. There is Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, which falls under social networking. And then we have Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, that is primarily for photo sharing. And then the rest of thing, microblogging, Tumblr and Twitter fall under microblogging category. This one is interesting. This is something that's been getting a lot of digital advertising revenue. More and more advertisers are spending a lot of money on this. So I definitely want to talk to you guys about this for a little bit. So what's CTV and OTT? We all know traditional TV ads are served in between TV serials, news, cricket matches, and all. But so what does CTV do? CTV stands for Connected TV, and it's basically any television set that is connected to the internet, and you watch or stream videos or online content by downloading apps like Netflix or Hulu, right? You already are familiar with this. So that's CTV for you. So we can really have a TV and not have a cable TV. All you'll need is an internet connection, and just like watch movies over there. So the devices that fall under CTV are smart TVs, like we have LG Smart TV, Samsung Smart TV, Sony Bravia, and all those things. And then you can also use a dongle or Apple TV or Amazon Fire Stick, plug it into your TV, and you can make it smart to connect to that internet. You can also use PlayStations. Many of you, if you use it, probably you're doing that already. Nintendo, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. Now, OTT, on the other hand, it stands for over the top. It's basically streaming TV content without actually having a TV, right? That's what I've highlighted here under devices. You'll see desktop and mobile phones over there. What it does is you can download a Hotstar in your tablet or any smartphone or your desktop or computer or laptop and watch IPL without even subscribing to a cable TV provider. So wherever you are, the digital ad tech industry is going to find you and like serve video ads to you. By the way, this is specifically for video ads. You do not get like display ads or all that there. So yes, they or the marketers or the advertisers, they curate the ads based on the type of household, audience, with very, very, very specific targeting. And the advantage of serving ads via CTV and OTT is that they have very, very high video completion rates, because if it's on a TV without the option of skipping it, you're gonna just like run through, and it just like lingers in your brain, in your head, that you're aware of the brand then. Excuse me. Next, we're going to talk about mobile. It's a form of advertising, obviously using mobile devices. Advertisers reach out to us using on our mobile devices. So as more and more people have smartphones with internet access, businesses are shifting their budgets, marketing dollars, more towards the mobile devices. Ads can be served to websites you browse on through your phone or through an app, like gaming apps. Like most of us maybe like have gaming apps, and we'll see when we play games in there, we get like ads. So that's like mobile ads for you. And then there's an interesting part, which is geofencing, and it's kind of creepy. A geofence is basically, it's put in a radius, and if you pass that radius, you will get an ad. You can get something by notification, or maybe like you can get an email. An example would be, say you're in South City Mall, you enter the mall, and a few minutes later you get an email saying in your mobile device saying that, hey, Sephora or Zara has amazing offers today. So that's kind of like geofencing for you. So you see, marketers use geolocation data, served you an ad to your mobile device using email marketing technique. Another cool thing is we just got like recently started. We have a couple, not couple, but like quite a few in Japan. And in the US also, we have these smart billboards. So these are not really like digital billboards. It uses or applies geofence technique. So imagine you're walking past a digital billboard, and it just captures your information using your mobile device. And it says that, oh, this lady likes cats. And then the next thing I know, I cross it and I got a ad on my phone saying about cat food, So that's something that's gonna like come up soon in India as well. All right, so now I'm gonna talk about all things programmatic. This is where I work, but it's all very important to like know whatever I just like discussed so far. Programmatic, I'm gonna tell you like a little bit in detail. So programmatic advertising is the automated buying and selling of online advertising. You might ask, like, why am I talking about buying and selling, right? So see, online advertising is great, but it could get overwhelming. Think of yourself as a business owner and you want to promote your brand using digital marketing. I showed you all the different platforms and types and mediums of digital advertising. But there are some challenges of traditional digital marketing. Are you targeting the right audience? Which platform or medium to use? Are you going to manually go buy ad space to display your ads? Are you going to talk to 100,000 different websites and have a deal with them saying that, oh, I want you to show my ad? It's a headache. You cannot do that. So this is where programmatic comes in, and it has completely revolutionized the digital marketing space by automating the buying and selling process of ads. So it uses machine learning and obviously artificial intelligence and real-time bidding to automate and streamline the ad buying process. So in a nutshell, programmatic excuse me, programmatic campaigns allow you to specify a very target audience, and you can specify your budget. Say you want to spend only $10,000. For another campaign, you want to spend $100,000. And then you can also set the goals of the campaign. It can be like, do you want people to click on your ad, or you're going to pay the advertising agency only when after they come to your website, they purchase the product, and that's when you're going to pay them? Or it could be track of VCR, which is video completion rate. It's basically when people complete or finish watching the video, right? So how does this work? Say I'm going to give you an example. Say I'm browsing the internet and try to like follow through the chart or graph that I've put in there. Say I'm browsing the internet looking for boots, and there an advertisement space is available which could be used to serve me an ad. Obviously, I don't know what happens in the background, right? I'm just like Googling and going to a site. The publisher who's responsible for like publishing ads in the website immediately sends the dimensions of available space to an SSP, which is a supply side platform, and tells them that, hey, I have this website and I have an ad space available. Do you want to like post some ads here? So the SSP takes that information from the publisher and then reaches out to a demand side platform with DSP, which I use on a day-to-day basis, and tells them that, hey, I have this ad space available, and you know, this user is actually looking for boots. Do you want to like bid? So the DSPs check if they are running any shoe companies campaign, and if the criteria matches, the DSPs place a bid in the online trading market called ad exchange. So think of it as the stock exchange, which deals with money, but this one deals with ads. So hence ad exchange. And then the different DSPs bid on it, and whichever has the highest bid wins. And hence the boot ad is gonna get served to me. And I might even click it, you never know. And all of these things, it happens in milliseconds, which is unbelievable. Okay, going to the next slide. In this slide, I just wanted to give an example of, this is actually on the right-hand side, this is actually the audience targeting that I use in Zeta. We have our own DSP, and there are like so many options over there. You can see there's browser, day and time, audience segmentation, and so many things. And I've put an example on the left, which says that, say our client is, they sell surfing boards, and want to target a very specific audience. So how we are going to set up the campaign is, we put in the budget and goal and whatever, and then specifically get the request from the client and select targeting, like, okay, I want to target demographics who are male, who aged between 18 to 45 years old, and the weather has to be sunny. The time of day is, I only want to share them at between 7 to 10 p.m. and not like any other times of the day. And there's interest, like people have to have interest in salt and salt water, and they probably live in California. And I want to target those surfers who use devices, and of course they're going to have interest in surfing. So this is just like an example of how we set audience targeting, and from there the AI takes its job, and then it just connects with the SSPs and all that, and serves ads automatically. So I wanted to talk about a little bit about analytics and optimization, and we are kind of trying to come to an end of this sharing presentation thing. So this is what I do on a day-to-day basis, analyzing lots and lots of data. Analytics and marketing optimization go hand in hand. Optimization basically means you're making small tweaks or changes to the marketing campaign that you're running to get the best outcome, best ROI, and reaching the and if you're checking if you're reaching the right audience and hitting the goals. And to see that, that's when we use analytics. We get tons and tons of data on billions of users, and with analytics, so we gather the information from the client at a very granular level and analyze the effectiveness of the marketing campaign. There can be variety of steps involved that starts from collecting the data, then cleaning the data to find a pattern, measuring the performance, etc. That data could be used to create reports. We can make recommendations or optimizations based on that, and then create stories or dashboards, which is like, I'll put this example over here. And basically our end goal is to create something valuable out of it to help boost the performance of the campaign. So this is something I really like quickly put together to show that this is a snapshot of 5 campaigns running together. So on the left, I've accumulated the aggregated numbers of how many impressions we shared, how many clicks we shared, we got, what was the budget and everything. Then the next one shows like from the year 2017, what was the pattern look like. We had high CTR or impressions in 2017 November, but it died down between 2018 Jan and 2018 March, but then it picked up again. And we can also show them CTR, which is click-through rate, how many people are clicking to your ads, how many people actually after clicking, they converted, that is made a purchase in your website. So this is something like very easy to understand, but before reaching this phase, we have to like do like, imagine like the kind of data we get, sometimes we don't even understand, and like, but that's the fun. And whenever it gets challenging, I really enjoy that. Okay, and the next one is, apart from analyzing data for just campaigns, I also do trend analysis on data which is collected by Zeta. You'll find this in Zeta's website, by the way. So here we showed the macro trends by different industries to highlight how these industries have been affected or what's the pattern like during COVID. The first one is about the retail sales activity, which talks about since April last year to this April, we'll see business is going okay, but then after April, we see a huge uptick in the activity because people are buying, like not going to like malls or any stores to shop. Groceries can be done online and all that. Then we have, I showed in the middle is the unemployment claims activity, which is in the US, when someone loses their job, this is for citizens, by the way, it doesn't apply to me, but you can apply a claim to the government, and the government sends you some money on a weekly basis. So this is what this chart is about. Unfortunately, in March, when COVID hit, a lot of people lost their jobs. So that's why you'll see the claim graph going like really high and shooting off the roof. And then thankfully it's like dying down. We're in August. We don't have the data for August yet, but I'm sure it's going better. So with that, we have come to the end of the presentation. And before going to Q&A, I would like to reiterate the power of internet, data, and technology, and how it will shape our future, or future of humankind in general.
Thank you so much, Ankita. Thank you for informing and giving your insights on this field, along with digital analytics as well to our students. It was really interesting to know how it all started with AT&T. Since you have said so much, I would also like to, I want you to include something more for our students. You have worked across, organizations, different cultures, different countries, and you have networked with a lot of people. So how has that helped you build your resume? Because, networking right now is very, very important. So I would want you to talk a little bit about this.
Thank you for the question. So, so the first thing is, which I realized, it doesn't really matter which country you are in. Your communication skills is so important. Even if you are not good at it, try hard. It's just like from a personal experience that in Heritage, everyone, like the faculty members and the academy as a whole, always encourages us that speak in English. But what we don't do is, when we talk to our friends, we speak in our mother tongue. So we're gonna have to be, because you feel comfortable doing that, right? And the challenge that I faced when I went to the UK, it definitely was a hurdle, and I kind of learned from that. So I would encourage the students to um, speak in English. And fortunately, I know our mother tongue is different, but it kind of builds that confidence in you. And with that, the presentations that we have, we still have those presentations in school, right? In Heritage, try to speak a lot. Don't try to mug that. Whatever it is, nobody's gonna judge you. You're really here in school to learn, and SDR ma'am is really good at it. I learned so many things about that. So it helps you build your confidence. The next thing is networking with people. Back in the day, I did not really have LinkedIn or anything like that, so we have to use traditional medium. We used to know one person and his friend and her friend and all that, and we used to hugely rely on the placements, which is amazing. But then we can also learn more about it with technology. We have all these amazing tools with us, like LinkedIn. So try to create or build your network. You don't really have to go abroad to build network. It can start right here, right now. And you can connect with me. I'm in abroad, and never know, you can connect with my friend who lives here, works here, is born here. So try to really leverage that. See, and LinkedIn is just not about connecting with people. You'll it's really a network, and there are articles to share. I follow that so many times. Another thing is, it's a very common mistake that we do. We do not realize it, that I looked up a job and then I went to LinkedIn and I find that, oh, this person works here, but I don't know that person personally. But whatever, I don't care. I went there and asked the person, hey, can you refer me to CTS? I don't even know. And that person probably is not going to take it in a good way. Maybe it might be accepted in India, but things are changing everywhere. I do not want to separate India from the rest of the world, right? So be prepared that if you're going to ask help from a person, be there to offer something in return as well. I learned this thing way later in my career, and I wish I knew it sooner. It's my peer or classmate in Cal Poly. His name is Jimmy Ling. He's also an international student like me. He's from China, and he was a very smart guy. One day I saw that I saw his posts in Chinese, in Mandarin, in LinkedIn. What he did was, there's this amazing, great data scientist on LinkedIn who we all kind of follow because he shares amazing articles. Jimmy Lin, at that time, this guy was working for Facebook. So Jimmy reached out to this guy and said that, hey, I see you share some amazing articles. Can I help you translate those in Mandarin so that people back in China can actually read it, because not everybody knows English. And that's how he built like a connection, and he had something to offer to that person. It might not be applicable to you 100% of the time, but just be mindful that if you're reaching out to people, you're also like doing them a favor, right? It cannot go one way. And then there is, if you like to code, create an account in GitHub, and you can share that in your LinkedIn profile. Recruiters will automatically search you and find you. And during the pandemic, the best thing is you don't have to like go settle in some other city. You can start working from home right away. And all these companies are making these rules like, oh, you do not have to work from office for more than a year. Try to leverage that. Don't think that, oh, my mom is not going to allow me to go to Bangalore and work. You can literally do the same job and work from Kolkata. And another thing is about resume. The thing about resume keeps on like changing. I have had many like 1,000 versions of it. And what I learned that the acceptable kind of resume is people spend just 6 to 10 seconds only, the recruiters. They look at your resume, and that's when they decide they want to go forward with the process or not. So what works is a one-page resume. With that, like, since you're really starting off your career, have the projects, the cool projects that you have worked on, highlights of like something. It should match with the kind of job you're applying for. I can definitely share my resume with you guys, but it's it probably like try to make it fit in one page, because nobody's gonna go to the first and second page. So I can like definitely share that with you.
Thank you so much, Ankita. Ankita, Atre ma'am also has one question for you. And then we have got quite a few students waiting to ask you questions. Atre ma'am, would you please ask your question, and then we'll move on to the students.
Hi, Ankita.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, Ankita, you pursued your master's in software engineering in UK, and then you moved on to USA for your business analytics.
Yeah.
Can you just put on light why did you do this shift from software engineering to business analytics?
What can I say? I got bored. No, just kidding. So during my time at Atos, where I worked for 3 years, I was analyzing a lot of like fault reports, and that's when I figured that I like. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, that's when I figured that I like crunching numbers, but I don't know everything about it. So I started doing some research, and it was back in 2015. And it said that, oh, there's going to be like so many jobs out there, some 100,000 jobs in the US. And basically, that was a win-win situation for me, because I wanted to learn data analytics. And US had many jobs coming up, and my dream was to just like settle in the US. So everything like got together. So I'm like, okay, I'm good with like changing my career. It's not like really I'm changing from one technical field to the other. It's kind of like, it's good to have so much knowledge. But then I talked to my parents, made them understand that I really feel passionate about it, and I'm really grateful that I have supportive parents. So then I started doing my research, and I started preparing for GRE back in 2015. That's what it got here.
Good that you have been able to, reach your dream. Whatever you wanted to do, you have been able to do. Right, Ankita. Now
Thank you,
we'll
Ankita.
ask a few students, they are quite eager to ask their questions. So I'll first call upon Vidisha Shaha. Vidisha, are you there? Vidisha is quite keen on asking you a question. Vidisha, can we have you here, please? Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. I am Disha Shah from the Heritage Academy, BBA third year. My question to you is, how is digital advertising effective for the purpose of branding?
Okay, thank you, Vidisha, for the question. So, first things first is if you have a business, you're gonna have to make you got to have an online presence basically. So then only use digital advertising and promote your business for branding and or your product. So you're going to have to be very specific about what your company does, what it believes in, its mission and core principles, how unique you are. And with that, the next step is going to be you creating a logo and a tagline which is really reflective of your business. These elements like identify your brand and create an association with in people's mind who see your brand, right? So it also helps build loyalty and get long-term commitment from your customers. um, uh, for example, like if someone says iPhone, every time I hear the term iPhone, I know it's a product by Apple Inc. Why? Because none of the other phones by other companies are called iPhone. It's only by Apple. And whenever I think of Apple company, I think of that half-eaten apple. So that's what Apple has done, and it's like in my head. They've made like an impact in my head. And then to answer your question is with digital advertising, we reach to so many people. I do not watch TV, okay? And when before pandemic, I would like come back home really late after work, and I do not even have cable TV. I'm just gonna watch Netflix. So how are these advertisers gonna reach me and tell them about their amazing brands, right? But they know I have a smartphone, so they are gonna just like find me and target me there. So it's just like digital advertising opens so many areas. If one channel does not work, they're gonna find you another channel, and that's how it goes. Hope it answers your question, Vidisha.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, ma'am.
No problem.
I have a question, if I can go ahead.
Shanak, we have quite a few students, and then I'll call upon you if you don't mind.
Sounds good, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. But then for all the participants, Atrey ma'am and Shobik sir, they have posted a link for the feedback. Please fill the feedback to get your e-certificates. All right? All of you, please fill the feedback by today at the earliest, and you will get your e-certificates immediately. Shaunak will come back to you. Don't worry. All right? Yeah. All right. We have Aditi Das. Aditi, are you there? Aditi also
Yes,
wants to
ma'am.
ask a question. Yes, Aditi. Please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Aditi Das of the BCA department of second year from the Heritage Academy. My question is that what are the responsibilities of a data analysis and what is the job profile?
Good question. So my day-to-day job is analyzing lots and lots and lots of data. And for this, you really need to have a knack for crunching numbers. It doesn't matter which domain you belong to. If I were an analyst working in a healthcare industry, I do not have to be a doctor, right? It's all about like making sense of the numbers that you use. So on a day-to-day basis, I use Python, SQL, and then the most important thing is like you really have to be a very good storyteller, and because like not all of your clients are tech savvy. They're not going to understand, oh, I did regression analysis, this and that, and they're not going to understand that. They don't care how you went to this conclusion. All you have to show is some really easily digestible graphs, and they were like, oh, okay, so I should be spending more money here. my this channel ad did well. So that's what I do. Just like to, make it like short. Thank you for your question, though.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ankita. Next, we have another student from the BBA department, Shayoni. Shayoni Haldar, can you please ask your question?
Good morning, everyone present today. I am Shayoni Haldar from the Heritage Academy, BBA third year. It is so good to hear from you, Ms. Ankita Paul. So today, my question to you is, what attracted you to the digital advertising industry?
Good question. Thank you for asking. So when I moved to, I did not plan any of this, okay? All I knew that like I'm going to Cal Poly to learn about data analytics. And of the many courses that we had, one of them was marketing analytics, which is where I got introduced like in a similar session. It's just that it was spread out for 3 months. And they obviously like introduced us to the world of programmatic and advertiser industry and all that. And then we did presentations, did some A/B testing. And then I understood, like, you know what, I really feel comfortable. I would love to do that on a daily basis. I really get it. I feel connected and I'm really interested. I'm not going to get bored or complain about it. So that's when I realized that, okay, maybe this is where I could go next. You never know, like, in 2 years, you might be talking to me and I'll be like, oh, I'm in some other industry, you know? So that's basically what attracted me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for answering my question, ma'am, and also for such an informative session.
No problem. Thank you.
Next up is Anand. Anand Raj Keshri. Anand, can you please ask your question?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, my name is Anand Raj Kesri and I'm pursuing BCA from the Heritage Academy. Ma'am, my question to you is, ma'am, as you are a data analyst, ma'am, what are the challenges that you faced as a data analyst?
Thank you for your question, Anand. So with new technologies being invented almost every day, so we're going to have to be really up to speed and kind of update ourselves with our skills. Like if I knew some language 5 years ago, it might not be relevant right now. My biggest fear is right now, I'm really comfortable with using SQL and Python and other visualization tools. R is good, but maybe in the next 5 years, the AI is going to take over and everything is going to get automated. Now, these days, like we have already everything automated. We're going to have automated self-driving cars, right? So that's my biggest fear. So I kind of like keep on doing this research. Okay, what could be the next, revolution? Just like when I started my career in data analytics, not many jobs were available. It was just getting started. There were barely any universities online, offering courses. Now we have like online, courses, diplomas, degrees, and everywhere. But it wasn't really the case. So it is like a nature of the technology industries, and I take it as a challenge. So I would say like, yeah, that's the one of my biggest fears more than a challenge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
We just have a little bit of time. Anisha Agarwal, are you there? Anisha, I wanted to ask you a question. Yes, Anisha.
Good morning, ma'am. I was very pleased to attend this webinar and it was very informative.
Anisha, if you can be a little louder, please.
My question for you is, where exactly is India placed on the digital marketing and how is it doing in this field right now?
Thanks. I'm gonna have to like look up the rank. Might as well like Google it. But I shared one of those slides where I saw what the prospects could be. I looked at some numbers, which kind of the digital industry in India specifically heavily relies or is relying on the number of internet users. Like I said, I think 225 billion people. By 21, we're expected to have so many internet users. The more and more people have internet users, they're going to probably sign up. They might have laptops, they'll have desktops, they'll have phones. So it just gives an opportunity for the marketers to reach them to advertise using digital medium. And in terms of jobs, I think it is like it's just like kind of like made me kind of like nostalgic, because back in 2015 when I was researching about data analytics jobs or just about IoT, it said like in the US there's going to be like 88,000 or 100,000 jobs, right? Similarly, I saw the similar stats in India that there are going to be 20 lakh jobs. Of course, there's like a little bit of turbulence going in this direction, but I don't think it's going to change. And I also shared so many types of job roles. Not everything is applicable to you, but I would recommend looking at those job roles and see like if you fit in, if you're really interested. If it's too simple for you, chances are it will be if you're from BCA, right? But there are like so many things. Even if you're looking to open a business, you can actually create an digital advertising agency, and you can own it and do all these things, and it's going to be amazing. So you never know what kind of like prospects lies there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ankita, if you don't mind, can we take a quick question from Shaunak Lahiri? He is a student of first year, just joined the Heritage Academy. Right, and I guess he has a question. He's eagerly waiting to ask you a question. Shaunak, can you quickly ask your question?
Yes, ma'am. So how do you think even though CPLs, CTRs are growing every day on a per day basis because of the attention that Facebook has on its audience, right?
Yeah.
The daily control that it has on its audience. But even though the retention rate is lower, right? The bounce rates on every website keep going higher up, even though they have pixels installed on their website. The CTRs, the CPLs, everything keeps going up. With something like that, with a company that is building such a plethora of attention, do you think that in the future, once it gets to a point where it might be intolerable for small or medium business owners to pay, do you think that's the point when the attention shifts from Facebook to a totally different new platform? Or do you think they continue to be king because they've already taken over around 3/4 of the world's population?
Good question, Thomas. And you actually do know about pixels. I'm impressed. So I don't think it's gonna like how I said that I'm gonna adjust myself with.
Yes, I did.
Sorry, Shaunak, your voice is breaking. If you could repeat that.
What did you say?
Yes, Shaunak, I think he's just got frozen. Yes, Ankita, I think you can go on. Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah.
Did you hear me, ma'am?
So I want to say, Shaunak, that you don't want to get rid of or just like fall behind any opportunity. Definitely you have a huge market share. Bounce rates is going to be a problem. I think there are some clients we have which kind of use Zeta's business, and they also compare it with Google, and they have like high bounce rates, but you can always figure out that problem by looking at fraud traffic, what is driving fraud traffic and all that. But to answer your question, it could be possible that some other company comes up with a fantastic technology that kind of eliminates it. And it doesn't mean like Yahoo was a big thing 10 years ago, and now nobody almost uses Yahoo, right? So you never know what's going to happen. I'm kind of really interested about when cookies go away with all these policies we have in place. It's going to be a different game. Today I'm talking about digital advertising, and it's like totally user ID based. That's not going to be there in the next 2 years. So, you happy with the answer, or do you have any feedback? What do you think?
It's still a mystery. Another really quick question that I have: do you work with the Zeta Global media agency, or are you behind the platform that has the automation on the ads, like the software?
I'm just like an analyst. I'm not at the back end doing engineering stuff, but I do work with PTL things. And Zeta has we have many divisions. There's one division which handles completely email marketing. Then there's CRM, which has first-party data, and then we do have to do a little bit of ETL work on them. So every day I learn new things.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankita. I know we have already exceeded the time limit, but there is another boy, Rohit Upadhyay, who wanted to ask a question. I don't know whether Rohit is there or not. Yes, he's there. Rohit, can we do it very, very
Yes,
fast?
ma'am, I'm very much there. Yes, ma'am, we can, absolutely. Good morning, ma'am. I'm Rohit Upadhyay from BCA, the Heritage Academy. I had a question. You did talk about the display ads, the native ads. Don't you think nowadays it's becoming less effective? Because earlier, yes, that was a new thing. People saw an ad back in 1994, they clicked on it. Many people registered. We saw a very huge number of people registering. But now, seeing that in emails, we just neglect them. Majority cases, very few people would be interacting with it. Don't you think we should go for rather some other technique which can help digital marketing grow more?
Of course, I absolutely agree. And these are like, they're gonna get bucketed as traditional digital marketing at some point. And like I shared, did I talk about the banner ads, the digital smart ads?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so location targeting was not really there, I'm guessing like 2 years ago. And every day, not like day, but like it's evolving to adjust with, like they come up with issues, they're seeing where the pain points are, and bam, a new technology is invented. I cannot tell like what else can you use, but I am pretty much positive that there's going to be some new technology that's going to blow your mind away. Now they digital advertisements can like reach our home when you're sitting here targeting more than two people who live in a household, or it gets like really granular. Maybe native ads are just gonna like go away, but you never know. There's like, I don't think like many companies are leveraging digital advertising to its fullest, capability.
Okay, yes, we are evolving every day. Like back in 2008 when iPhone came, people lost their mind seeing a phone which can be touched, a touch screen phone, and now it's just the very second thing in the market. People
Right.
are evolving. That's what I was asking. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ankita. That was very interesting, highly interactive, and I'm sure the students have gained a lot from your insights and the knowledge that you have shared with them. With this, we come to an end of today's webinar. I would request Atri ma'am, Professor Atri Sharnal, to please propose the vote of thanks. Atri ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Sudakshina ma'am. The essence of all beautiful art is gratitude. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of the Heritage Academy, extend a hearty note of thanks to Miss Ankita Paul, one of our successful alumni, and now an insights analyst in Zeta Global, California, USA.